sense that I join back the family business and invest back in the investment that he's put in me through all the years and put that back into Bookworld and add value where I can.
How awesome, how awesome. So not to cut you short, but how has it been working with your father?
Oh, it's been really good. I think a daughter-father dynamic working relationship is very different to a son and father dynamic relationship.
Really?
Yes.
Tell me.
Because I really see it with my husband who works with his father, and I see their dynamic, and I see mine and my father's, and it's definitely there's a difference. I think it's much easier with the daughter-father than the son-father dynamic.
Yeah.
But my brother has recently joined us as of the last almost 2 years. So let's see, things are shifting, and I know his dynamic is different to mine. Yes,
okay.
but it's been really good. Yeah,
Okay,
it's been really great.
okay, that's
Yes,
good.
and it's been 7 years over. No, it's going to be almost 8 years since I moved back and
Yeah.
have been at Bookworld.
Okay, that's fantastic. I'm really happy that your relationship is very good. I know so because the father-daughter relationship is something that's really awesome.
Yes.
Yeah, and the father will be like, okay, you can have it if it's going to make you happy. But for the son, they normally want to be tough. I don't know why.
Yes, true.
Yeah.
True. It's must be something in the genetics.
2 kings,
2 kings, 2 egos.
1 kingdom.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
doesn't just
exactly.
work out, right?
Agreed.
Yeah. So I have Shivani Patel in studio, and today we're looking at business strategies. So Shivani, just getting into our first question. So what is the first step in changing from one type of system to another? This is to say from a physical store to an online store, knowing very well that you have managed to maintain both physical store and an online store.
Yeah, I think it's a very good question and very interesting conversation, especially as you said in these times. Online presence is very important. I think it's definitely the future, which we can all agree on.
Yeah.
I mean, who would have thought that the biggest taxi company in the world, which is Uber, does not even own one car?
Yeah.
Nobody would have thought that.
Amazing, right?
Yeah, there's Airbnb that is the hugest accommodation provider in the world, and they don't even own any real estate. So it really shows you the future of business and where business is going. You can be, a billionaire or a huge business, and you don't have to even own what you are selling. So it's pretty fantastic and definitely the future. For us, it was an obvious decision. Actually, we did it in 2015. So we had,
so way before 2020.
I'm quite proud to say that we are the pioneers in Zambia in terms of online. We were the first company to work with then Barclays, now Absa Bank, on their online portal. I think that I can say our weakness has been that we didn't push online as much as well as we should have then. But we thought that let it pick up, and when it picks up, we're ready. We're not gonna go backwards. Now that people are buying online, let's start a website. We thought let Zambia be ready for online, and then once everyone's ready, we can say, look, we're already online. Go online. So sort of that's the strategy that we took up. But having an online business is very important. The main things is you do need money to invest online because you want a good website. It's one thing to be online, but you need to have a user-friendly website, a website that works, and you need internet bundles, of course. You have to pay for the antivirus issues. You don't want somebody to hack into your website.
With security issues, you're told to beef up your security and all those.
So these are all costs, but of course it's much cheaper than if I were to open another physical store. Having an online store is much cheaper. And there are lots of good Zambian website providers and website innovators that we've worked with as well. So there's definitely that potential. You don't have to go out of the country to now say, let me go on the website and pay someone in India or America or somewhere to do your website. You can actually do it locally, which is brilliant.
Okay, so you mentioned that you had established the online store, say in 2015. What would you attribute the online store performance then to now? Could it be that now there's a vast use of internet and people are more rushing to the internet than anything else, or to anything else?
Yeah, I think it's a couple of things. Bundles are cheaper, and phones. smartphones are much cheaper. You don't need a Samsung or an iPhone to have a smartphone. You have Huawei and all these, other much cheaper brands, which makes it more accessible to be online on your phone. Not everyone has access to computers, but almost a lot of people have smartphones.
Sure.
If we go back to, the examination council, for example, before Bookworld used to print the physical pamphlets for past exams, and now ECZ works directly with Zamtel, and you can go on a website to do the questions. So it really makes you think about accessibility, because really in my mind I thought, wow, is Zambia really ready for fully online integration? Can everybody afford to be fully online? But clearly you can see the way things are progressing that yes, it's definitely likely. And then now with COVID, you're less likely. Why leave to risk yourself unnecessarily to go to the shopping mall to go and buy a novel or a rim of bond paper or a box of pens, when it's simply stay home, click of a button, you can get it delivered to you, or you can still go to the store, pick it up and leave. No standing in the queue, no shopping around the shop. So it's also easier. So I think these have really, and what we found was there was a fear with purchasing online using a card payment.
Yeah, that one, surprisingly, I also have a fear. I mean, don't laugh at me.
Really? Yes.
I'm like, is this really, okay, let me try. So when it works out, so the first fear that I had was, the mobile money. I was like, okay, so I give this guy, and he tells me his sins. So I'll be like, just wait.
Yeah.
Let me just ensure that the other person has gotten the money. Okay, yeah, madam, the money has gone. Hello, have you gotten the money? Oh, yes. So the skepticism is still there for some of us, yeah. So let me use my card. Am I going to be, swindled? And all those fears are there.
Yes, it's definitely there. Because we did a questionnaire, because really I thought, why are people not buying online? This is 2 years ago, it's not even recent. And, overwhelmingly the response was, we're scared to enter our card details.
Yeah.
But I think slowly there is a shift, and there are a lot of people. What's funny is that a customer is more comfortable going on Amazon and using their card details than going onto Bookworld, which is a Zambian company with a Zambian website, and then putting their card details, when it's all one and the same thing.
Exactly.
The back-end portal is exactly the same. So I think that reassurance needs to be made. And like you said, I think it's very it happens so fast that it makes you a bit scared. Like, is that easy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's more like black magic.
Technology.
Yeah. So then, moving on. So if you're just joining us, you are on Women at Money on Money FM Business Radio. And today we're looking at business strategies. I have Shivani Patel from Bookworld, Zambia. She is a director there. So Shivani, moving on into the next question. How important is it to investigate the different marketing options available and determine which one you feel will fit your business the most?
Well, I mean, it's very important for sure, but I wouldn't stress too much about it. I mean, online, of course, we're talking about online, so online presence, it makes the most sense. Social media pages, make sure you have the right content on the pages, pictures, relationships with your online customers as well is very important. But online marketing has become so much more accessible. Like if you're a small business with maybe one store with you're a fashion designer and you want to promote your brand, you're not going to afford these big billboards out there that charge in US dollars monthly. It's a very high cost. But actually companies like Facebook and Instagram have made it accessible. You can pay for adverts online, and then you have much more views. So online has made it definitely more accessible to market, and I think that's the way to go. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So then, after setting up an online business and also, seeing that the online business is running normally, how do you really do a shift? Do you cut off the old procedures and completely depend on the e-business, or you can really manage to maintain both?
I mean, yes. For us, no. For us, the physical experience is very important, and I don't know, who knows what happens in 10 years' time, but we don't intend to be fully online. I think having a physical store is also important, and there's different customers, and there are some customers that want to walk into the shop and want to pick up that pencil and feel that pencil and say, this is a pencil for me.
Yeah, like, so which pencil, okay, maybe this one, and they get to pick the first pencil that they pick.
Exactly, exactly. They would rather that than click the button on the computer and receive it. So it just varies on who the customer is. But it's a mix of customers. There's the online, customers and the physical customers. I think it's very important to maintain both if you can.
Okay, all right. Okay, so if you're just joining us, we are on Women at Money on Money FM Business Radio 93.7 FM. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll delve more into looking at business strategies with Shivani Patel.
Thank you. Is it okay? I feel like I'm talking too much.
Yeah, it's fine.
Help women start, stay, and succeed at work and in business. This is Women at
That's
Money
fantastic.
with your host, Nkhonde Fumbeshi.
How's your husband? How's your husband doing?
There's no test draw. It requires you to take it out there for
Trying to
clients
be
to
everywhere.
That way,
Is he over here?
Bookworld.
Or is this
Find the
is-
right clients and right people to give your business the boost it needs.
Yes.
By advertising on Money FM.
You sell his
Tell your
books.
clients about your business or company. Call our marketing
How
on
do we stop again?
252237
I don't know.
or 0970
They were selling.
869436.
I'm sure we still have it.
Business.
Let me just
Advertise
remember
with
when I
us.
go back when I. They were selling, so I'm sure there's one I'm not too sure about.
Zambia.com to watch, stream, and download various programs from anywhere in the world.
Money 93.7 FM. Zambia's first business talk radio.
Women at Money. To help women start, stay, and succeed at work and in business. This is Women at Money with your host, Nkhonde Fumbeshi.
All right, welcome back to Women at Money on Money FM Business Radio 93.7 FM. If you're just joining us, you haven't missed much. We are looking at business strategies with Shivani Patel, who is a director from Bookworld, Zambia. So, Shivani, when we broke off, we're just looking at online stores and how you can, mix the two. So then, when you have an online store and you have a physical store, does the shift really entail that you have more, you've leveled up on the other side, saying the online business, does result in having more customers?
I think online business will never guarantee that you have more customers. You have the online presence, but whether the customer will actually go and make the sale is never guaranteed. That you still have to work on your core competency as a business. Is your price right? Is the quality of the product right? Are you having good interaction with the customer, aka customer service? That's still important. So you still need to get those things right first before expanding online. And then once you know that you've got, as they say, your ducks in order, then fully go online. But just being online will not guarantee that you suddenly have new customers.
Okay. So, sometimes there are businesses that will start online, fully fledged online, because they want to save, especially on the rentals. What's your view on that?
Oh, I definitely see that. we have half our stores. We have 14 stores,
Wow.
and half of our stores are in shopping malls.
Mm-hmm.
And shopping malls, you're paying US dollar rentals, so we're earning in kwacha and paying in dollars. And as you see, our currency is ever fluctuating.
Yeah.
So it's very painful because we don't know what our profits are going to be every month because every month is different. So if you can have a good online store with good online presence and tick all the boxes, for sure you would be saving on rentals, salaries, theft being a big one, but it's well, if you buy the right software for your website, you're less likely to have things like theft. But in a store, you can't fully control. Yes, there's CCTV cameras. Yes, there's security guards. But really, for a business like Bookworld especially, it's very easy for someone to come and put few erasers in their pocket or some pencils. For example, we had an 8-year-old kid stealing just 2 weeks ago from Underhill. And what do you do in that situation?
I mean,
you
you
know?
just let the kid go.
Yeah, it's so sad, and it's just that they caught him. But how many times
Yeah.
does it happen that they get away versus catching? So
Mm.
these are, the cost of having a physical store are definitely higher than an online store.
Yeah. So when you talk about the salaries, so meaning that online store has an advantage on one side and a disadvantage on the other
Mhm.
side, because you get to cut on the size of employees again, right?
Yes, exactly. Which
Which-
also negatively impacts the economy.
Exactly.
Yes.
Anyway, the future of work, we call it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we have one contributor who always says that the only type of work or nature of work that will survive is the creative world.
Correct.
So your authors obviously will be able to survive because they are thinking, they're always thinking.
Mhm.
But the punching of things, punching of money, receiving money, that's something that robotics can easily
Yes,
do. So
yes.
really, we also with the coming of online, we also need to wake up, right?
Yeah, developed countries,
Mm-hmm.
like the US, UK, and USA, if you go into a store like Bookworld,
Mhm.
you might see two staff members.
Mhm.
For us coming from Zambia, you find it so surprising because you walk in and you see like it's at least 6 to 8. In Malaga, we have 12 employees in the store. And that same size in a different country will probably have 3 with an automated cashier, with the signs store is well signed that you don't need someone to help you with the picking of your items. So
Yeah.
that is scarily the future of what it is. I don't think we're there yet, but there's no saying why we won't be like that.
Yeah. Sometimes when you walk into a store, you always want someone to ask. We're not even used to reading.
Yeah,
You just
exactly.
want,
Just want
Can
the
I
help.
have someone to
Yeah,
help me?
exactly.
Yeah.
I do the same. I walk into ShopRite, it's like, sorry, where can I find the coffee? And it's like all the signs are always there. So if you just lift your head up and look, you more than likely will find it. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So moving on, we are looking at business strategies, and today in studio we have Shivani Patel, who is the director for Bookworld Zambia. So Shivani, could it be right to say that even if your traditional business is not good, is not in a good condition, or affected by economic recessions of recent years, you may create an online version of it so that your sales levels would be increased and your business would, be saved from customer dropouts?
No, I think that whether you're online or have a physical presence, economic hardships affect everyone. There's no running away from that. You have to work 10 times harder and ensure that your costs are kept low and your pricing is competitive, whether you're online or not. I mean, for example, Zambia is a landlocked country and majority of our goods are imported. So whether I have an online store, selling a box file, and I have a physical store selling a box file, I'm still importing that box file from somewhere. And the cost of freight that go up, the exchange rate, the challenges with high interest rates from banks, all of these challenges are the same, right?
For
Whether
everyone.
you're online or physical.
Yeah.
So, sadly, when there's a hardship, everybody's going to feel it. Yeah.
So when it comes to, you purchase an item online, will it be cheaper, say for instance, to purchase a pencil online or just going physically there? How do you treat the freight issues, the transportation issues? What's the cost?
So we've kept the pricing the same, whether it's an online purchase or in-store purchase. The difference is the delivery. So what we've done is we do charge for delivery, but it's a very minimal cost because of course there's the cost of transportation, whereas when you're in the store you're buying and you're walking out with your item. Here we're having to deliver the item to you. So we have a minimal charge for delivery, but we really do want to push our website. So I mean, do watch this space. I think we're looking at free deliveries for online at some point, just to promote the online culture.
Yeah. So looking at the shift into online shopping has come so sudden, and I'm sure it hasn't come without challenges. It has some of the challenges, and when you're getting into a certain kind or a certain line of business, you don't really know the challenges unless you do a bit of research here and there. But each business has unique challenges. So what are some of the challenges that one should keep in mind to just plan the shift from maintaining both online and physical store?
So I think it's definitely having a good website, have a good developer, and have a user-friendly website, because in a store you can give good customer service face-to-face. When you're on a website, there's no face-to-face interaction. You're relying on your website to make sure that the person's not going to press that X button and leave your website. But continue on to the next page to search, be able to search firstly for what they're looking for, making sure that the price is big and in your face, because again, if they find what they're looking for and they can't seem to understand where the pricing is, they'll exit the page. So the whole online experience has to be very, very easy and very user-friendly. I can't emphasize that enough. That's important. And then to have different modes of payment. Some people prefer cash on delivery. Again, so there are some that do not trust mobile money or card or bank transfers. They want cash on delivery. So have that as an option. Don't totally deny that. Then have mobile money options, be it MTN or Airtel or whatever the different options are there. And then have the card payment, as simple as putting in your card information, clicked and gone through. Or if you really want to go old school with bank methods and you have a bank transfer. So having different options to make the user experience easy and convenient, because I think as humans, we're very impatient, and with the rise of technology, we've become even more impatient. We want things now and now, like with WhatsApp, you know that somebody's read the message, so now you're like, why they're not responding? Like you're waiting, the blue ticks are there and you're waiting. So that's just the way we've become, and that's how we are, and we want instant results, and an online website has to provide that for you. But it also has the ability to do that, and that's the beauty.
Okay. So at what stage can one decide to on whether they are willing to expand their scope of services rendered so that they can find a new target market and still want to be active but within the limits? So at what point do you decide? I know for some businesses they were like, okay, let's incorporate this online, and for some businesses it's like, we don't have the capacity, we don't have this. At what point do you decide to get into, an online business?
I think that it doesn't cost very much, but you would have to do your research as to what online presence do you want to have. Maybe start with Facebook or Instagram. I think Facebook is more popular here. So as opposed to spending a lot of money paying a web developer, because it's cheaper than a physical store, tomorrow going and paying rentals and salaries, and it is definitely cheaper to have their website, but it's not cheap also to maintain it, to make sure it's user friendly, as I've said numerous times. But maybe open a Facebook page and see your interaction on Facebook and see how many likes you get, how much interaction you get. There are some people that are happy to place orders on Facebook as well, to say, this is my details, or give me your bank information, I'll send you. So you can test with Facebook to say that, okay, Facebook is doing really well for me, this is my time to invest onto a website. So I think and Facebook's free, it doesn't cost you anything to open your own page on Facebook. Yes, to get likes, you do have to pay for some advertising to get a wider reach. That's how Facebook makes their money. Unfortunately, it's nothing in life is 100% free, as my dad says. But I would say start with having an online presence, and then should that do well, go and start developing a website for sure.
Okay. Would you say that people find it easier to visit social media than actually click on to going to a website?
100%. We're on social media a lot of times in our day. You're less likely to go on Google and say, oh, let me search Bookworld, but while you're scrolling on your Facebook and catching up with your social media, exactly, you just see the advert pop up, and then you're like, oh yeah, I was actually thinking about this thing. Then you click onto Bookworld, and then the next stage follows. So for sure, I think in our lives today, social media, as they say, has taken over. Our pastime is, let me go onto Facebook, or let me check my Instagram, or Twitter or LinkedIn. So definitely, it's very important to have that online presence.
Okay, very interesting, right? All right.
Sure.
So if you're just joining us, we are on Women at Money on Money FM Business Radio. And today in studio we have Shivani Patel, who is the director for Bookworld Zambia. So Shivani, we are in our dying minutes of the program.
Okay.
And so, they say business without competitors, you will most likely remain the same because you don't have competitors. So how important is it to just study your competitors around the online store so that you know how to appropriately price your products, and so how you could also just improve on service delivery? I know you have
Sure.
a lot of competitors online, so how do you,
Definitely.
how important is that?
It's very important. Customers, regardless of whether they're buying online or walking to a physical store, worry about price and
Yeah.
quality. But
Yeah.
price being number one, especially, I think Zambia is a very price-sensitive market. I don't know. You can correct me if you've seen otherwise, but we want quality and but price matters. So it's very hard to juggle the two. Like I want a good quality pen, but I want it cheap also. You're like,
who
okay.
wants to pay more?
Exactly. So like, it's
Yeah.
making sure that you have a product that fits those two categories. You can
Yeah.
match a price that is competitive to your competitors. What are they charging for the pen versus what you have? But to make sure your quality is also on par, and having that service that follows through.
So have you gotten in a situation where because your competitor is charging less, where you have to reduce your price so that you match with your competitors?
Oh, 100%. We have to always stay on the ball and on top of things to make sure that we are within price range. We do regular competitor checks just to make sure, you stay afloat, because you can't be complaining, business is bad, business is bad, business is bad, as we all love saying in Zambia.
Yeah.
But then you realize, you're charging 100 kwacha and your competitor's charging 90 kwacha. 10 kwacha is a big difference. So where you can, if you can, definitely we reduce. Sometimes you can't reduce because your supplier is different to that supplier. So you've paid more for that item. But where you can reduce, for sure, it's important to match and give your customers the best price.
Okay, all right. So if you're just joining us, we are on Women at Money on Money FM Business Radio. So we will take a short break, and when we come back, we go into the last part of the show.
Thank you.
Women at Money. To help women start, stay, and succeed at work and in business. This is Women at Money with your host, Nkhonde Fumbeshi.
Exciting news for everyone. Invite Money FM for your business launch coverage of events, product or service launch coverage as well. And we will cover all your events. Also invite you to feature on our various platforms as value added. Call our marketing on 0211 252237 or 0970 869436. 93.7 Money FM, your business radio.
Women at
So much
Money.
that women are able to bring to the table, just the unique qualities, the unique character that come with just being a woman. We are nurturers by nature. We are responsible. We are gatherers. We are multipliers.
Business
If
women.
it's a man who just says quiet, they will be quiet. Exactly. When it's a woman, you have to go the extra mile to push yourself. There's sometimes where it could be so hard and you just, you don't want to break down in front of people.
You feel bored, right?
Inspiration. Girl power.
To listen to ourselves. We are all different. I think that's what set me on this path in the first place. If it's just about money, there's so many different ways of making money. There's so many ways. So the thing is to say, what do I choose? What do I love? What do I feel my mission is? Why am I here?
Women at Money. Every Thursday at 11 hours with Nkhonde Fumbeshi. Only on Money FM.
Money 93.7 FM, Zambia's first business talk radio.
Women at Money. to help women start, stay, and succeed at work and in business. This is Women Art Money with your host, Nkhonde Fumbeshi.
Right, welcome back to Women at Money on Money FM Business Radio 93.7 FM. And today, as usual, I'm excited because I have a very pleasant guest in studio. I have Shivani Patel, and today we're looking at business strategies. Now, Shivani, we are in the last 9 minutes of the show. So just share with us, in your view, what are some of the 5 tips to establishing a successful online business?
Okay. Sure. The number one is customer service, which we hear whether you're online or physical presence, but customer service is very important. Like I was saying earlier, it's very easy to switch off from the website, but you need to make sure that your customer service is on point, even online, so that the customer continues to purchase. You know, they go through the user journey on your website from the first page to the checkout. And also the customer service after you've bought the product, what happens? That's also very important, which people miss, because okay, you've spent your money, but when are you going to expect the item? How long is the delivery? So the user experience from start, which is going to look for the product, to finish, which is receiving the product in your physical capacity, is very important. So that would be my first tip. Number 2 would be social media presence. Again, very, very important. You need to market your brand and acquire customers using Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. There's so many avenues and so many options, and just get everywhere. Get on everything and just have that social media presence and have your brand out there to succeed online. Third is payment option. Offer customers multiple payment options, whether it be paying by card, mobile money, bank transfer, cash on delivery. Give a variety, because we are all made differently and we all prefer different modes of payments and what we're comfortable with. So have that option there. Number 4 would be what they call last mile delivery. It's where you offer customers different delivery options. There are some customers that want you to deliver, and there are some customers that like a click and collect service. So you click to place your order and you go in store and collect your order yourself.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like, why buy online if you still want to go to the store?
Because you save on the no queue, right?
Yeah,
You don't know if the cashier is
just
going
go
to be
there and
busy.
collect.
You just go there and collect your item.
Pretty smart.
Yeah, you don't have to be worried about what you're dressed as. You quickly go in your pajamas if you need to, run into the store, collect your item, and run back into your car if needed. So, having the different delivery option, I think, is very important. And be customer centric, finally, again, which relates to the customer service, but also very important is your customer is your boss. Your customer is what pays for your online business. Meet their needs, provide that extra effort whenever possible. This is the secret to really beating your competitors. It's focus on your customers and the rest will come. Yeah, so I mean, as quick and easy as that is, it sounds much easier when you talk about it than when you actually put it physically in place, but it's not impossible. Nothing is impossible. It's very, very possible to do. I mean, Amazon would not be Amazon today if this was not a reality.
Okay, so fantastic. So there we go. Shivani has just shared with us the 5 tips that you need to look out for if you're planning to, get into an online store. So Shivani, we're not yet done. So I'm going to ask you certain questions. Okay. And you pick either one of the 2. Okay. So which one would you rather have? Unlimited first class flights, tickets, or never have to pay for food again?
Oh, good question. I think never have to pay for food again.
Wow.
Because I would say flights, as I love traveling, but COVID has taught us that be comfortable where you are, because we don't know what happens tomorrow.
Okay. So live without internet or live without an aircon?
Oh, aircon for sure. I could live without an aircon, but internet is life.
The other day I was watching a cartoon on Netflix. I was saying humans cannot live without internet. So I kept on thinking, it's true.
Yeah, Netflix is one of the hugest TV providers, would you say, without any cables, you know?
Yeah,
DSTV and all these, they need to have cables everywhere. Netflix has done that just using the internet.
Yeah,
That's the future.
True. Yeah. So, unable to have search engines or to be able to use social media. So, which one would you give up? Search engines?
That's a
social
tough
media?
one. Search engines. I think search engines. The amount of times a day I go on Google and search basic things.
So you'd rather go with search
I think
engines,
so.
yeah.
I think so.
So now, which one would you rather have? A soft drink or wine?
Oh, wine.
Thank you.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, all right. So, which one would you rather have? Meat or never to be able to eat vegetables?
Oh, I'm vegetarian, so.
Oh, yeah,
So
nice.
that's, yeah.
Okay.
I would, well, if I can never eat vegetables, then I would go for meat so that I can have vegetables on the side.
All right. Bath or shower?
Shower, for sure.
Yeah,
Shower,
big
yeah.
person. You're like,
Quick, exactly.
you're out of the house.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
So now, this one. Paperback book or soft copy?
Oh, I think being a director of Bookworld, I would have to definitely say soft copy. But there really is, and of course there's a bias there, I agree.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like picking up a new book and the smell of new books. Like when we get weekly shipments of new books.
Yeah.
And when that shipment comes in, I think even people, all my staff, even in the warehouse, everybody, there's so much excitement. The feel of a new book, the smell of a new book, it cannot be replaced with ebook.
Yeah. And surprisingly, I ask almost all my guests about that. And they always say the smell, the feel of a physical book is just an amazing experience.
For sure.
I'm like, yeah, you want to have an online book, but you also want to have just a copy by your side. I'm one of those people who has like a heap of books. I'm like, I pick up this, I read one chapter, the next day I read. So a heap of books and none of them are finishing because I want to read all of them.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah. So movies or social media?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, I spend more time on social media than watching movies, so I'd say social media.
Okay. So hot or cold weather?
Oh, hot. Any day. Oh yes. Hence, when I moved back home to Zambia from the UK, I was the happiest. Goodbye rain and cold and snow, hot any day.
Yeah. So which one are you, a town girl or farm girl?
Oh, town. City living for sure.
All right. So that's pretty much for the show, Shivani. Thank you so much for having made it. Any last words?
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure and it's been really exciting. And as I said, I was totally unprepared this morning due to my other mother hat that I wear. But it's been a pleasure, and thank you, Money FM. And final words is that don't be scared. It seems daunting. Sometimes online is very daunting. For some people, even sitting in front of a computer is very daunting. But it's really possible. And if you put your mind to it and put your heart and soul into it, nothing is impossible. As cliche as they say, but really, that is the truth.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you so much, Shivani, for having made it. So. This has been Women at Money on Money FM Business Radio 93.7 FM. And today we had Shivani in studio. We're just looking at business strategies. And one of the business strategies that we looked at today was getting into an online store vis-a-vis having a physical store. And Shivani today shared with us just some tips on how to maintain an online store and things that you need to look out for. And some of them really were that you really need to maintain that customer service, even online. I know that is something that people will be like, how do I just keep in touch with my customers? But that is the most important thing. For you to keep your customers, you need to be in touch with them and give them a great customer experience. Also, you need to ensure that your website is also user-friendly. So if you missed this show, and you're just joining us just now, you can, get it on our website. That is www.moneyfmzambia.com. So just to listen to this show. Until next time, it's bye-bye for now.
Thank you.